Welcome to the Divine Gossip Podcast. I'm your host, Mackenzie Foster, a professional psychic medium, tarot reader, and spiritual mentor, here to provide you with the next steps towards your dream reality, along with clarity and deep validation while on your spiritual journey. I have an immense passion for all things paranormal, spiritual, and of course, having some super fun chats with incredibly knowledgeable people. In each episode, we will expand our minds, ignite our inner psychics, embrace our spiritual awakening journeys, and live a super grounded, witchy life. I hope you learned something new in today's episode. Hello, and welcome back to the Divine Gossip Podcast. Woo! I am in a crackhead mood right now. Audio's good, cam's good, sweet. I'm coming to you after a long work day, okay? So I've decided that today is a fun episode about something that doesn't require a lot of energy from me, and that's fun for me, and I think that you guys will enjoy too. So we're going to be talking about each zodiac sign today, my opinion / observations for them each, and how they each relate to tarot and what tarot can tell us about them too. So you're going to be getting a lot of info for each of your zodiac signs. But before we get into that, I'm going to just give you all some personal updates as always. So not much has changed. You know, I'm recording every week. Not much changes within 7 days for me. I mean, internally, yes, I'm changing all the time and feeling different things in every moment, but not much like drastically has changed. We are looking a little greasy. That's kind of it. That's all I'm noticing about today. But yeah, I'm tired. School is taking up a lot of my time, which sucks, but I'm getting my grip on it very well. So I have a lot better like time management skills now that I've gotten in the groove of things. So that's going well. Obviously the Mackenzie Collective is going very well. I had a very successful witchcraft workshop the other day, and the treehouse, the holistic treehouse in-person stuff has been really fun in general. I had a little spa day. Was that yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday, where I tried this, like, it's called an aqua cocoon. Yo, that shit was sick. That was so cool. It's basically this giant, like capsule pod thing where your head just sticks out of it, and then the whole pod fills with like I was gonna say flavored, but scented like steam, and it was like pomegranate kiwi, and it like steams your whole body, and now I'm soft as a baby's ass. I'm so fucking soft and moisturized, and like my body feels so good. I'm on the verge of starting my period, so that was really, it was like a big yoni steam is kind of how I thought about it, which was really fucking cool. So that was fun to try. And then I got my nails done. Well, not these babies. I'm not really painting my actual nails yet. But my toes, I got my toes done. Anyway, so that was nice yesterday. I just redid my calendar, not redid, but like organized my calendar for February more. I'm going to be on TikTok live almost every day. I'm committing to it. I want to see what it does for my business. I want to see how it feels for me. I want to help people more, like get my gift out there more. So that's kind of fun thing to look forward to. My goal for January was to reach my manifestation, I should say, was to reach 33 people in the Enchanted Portal free Discord space that I have. And I reached 33 on the last day. It was so sick. So if you haven't joined the free Discord, definitely do that. It's been popping in there. People are asking questions. We're introducing ourselves. We're celebrating our wins. Yeah, so that's been really fun. And then if you want bonus episodes of this podcast every Tuesday, I host my membership in Discord too. So you get sent Discord bonus episodes of Divine Gossip every Tuesday if you join the Soul Guidance membership. You also get monthly group calls with me and weekly week ahead readings from me. Okay, that's kind of all the updates I have. Um, I really just want to get into this and have some fun and relax and talk about zodiac signs. As I said in the beginning, I am tired but excited. And also, I'm in a very sassy mood. Like I before I started this episode, I was going to go on like a close friend story rant because I just feel like I need to share my opinions that no one asked for right now, which I love when I'm in those moods. Like genuinely, it's so fun. So anyway, let's get started. Let's get started. Do I like this angle? I hate that I have to like sit up. Like I want to slouch and be lazy. Let's see. If you are listening on an audio platform, please go to my YouTube and subscribe to it at least. If you're not going to watch the video, at least subscribe because more subscribers equals more people seeing me. Okay. So that'd be really sick. Okay. Let's see if I can just like scooch this down. I'm also refusing to edit this episode, just so y'all know. So, hey, that's so much better. Fuck yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Am I focused? Okay, let's get into it. Mm. So, a few disclaimers. I am not an astrologer. However, I've been studying astrology since my spiritual awakening in 2020. So for 5 years now. Although it takes an actual fucking lifetime and multiple lifetimes to genuinely understand astrology, I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on at least the signs. Definitely the zodiac signs. I know a lot about. Um, and especially reading tarot and how astrology plays into tarot and just my years of studying spirituality, you pick up on a few things, but I do want to say like I'm not an astrologer. I don't do astrology readings. I just thought this would be really fun because who doesn't like to hear about themselves? Who doesn't like to hear about their zodiac signs? I look at my horoscope every fucking day. I have like 3 astrology apps that I check every single morning. Astrology is a big part of my life. I'm always paying attention to what planets are in retrograde and what transits are happening, and I've studied my birth chart immensely, and I relate to it so much. I mean, I can't tell you how much astrology has helped me, has helped me see different it's like tarot. It's helped me see different perspectives, it's helped me understand myself better. um it's so fucking cool. It's such a cool tool. So, briefly, I'm going to describe what each placement means, what each planet means, so that when you listen to each zodiac sign, you can pay attention to your major placements. So, throughout this whole episode, I'm going to go through the zodiac signs in order, say my opinion on them, say my observations of them, and then give you like a rundown of the tarot card that is associated with that zodiac sign. And then that'll kind of give you further insight into that zodiac sign for you. But before we start, I also do want to say look up your birth chart before you do this. If you don't know your birth chart, if you don't know at least your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, look those up. Those are the placements that I would check if you want to hear like a little rant slash reading on that zodiac sign of on that zodiac sign of yours that you have. Um, yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Yeah, I would check those placements. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you a rundown of like what each planet slash placement means. So your sun is it's based upon what month, what section of the month you're born in. So I'm a Cancer sun, and that your sun is your core identity. There's a lot of conflicting opinions about your sun that I've heard that sometimes it's what you're working towards in this life, or it's your core identity. When you're in your most natural state, that's who you are. I will say your sun, your moon, your rising, whatever placement we're looking at also depends on what house it's in. It depends on what other placement it's transiting, stuff like that. So that'll affect the energy too. But basically, your sun, I'm going to give you a general overview of what each placement means. But your sun is your identity. It's like what you relate to as the most. It's probably how people see you too. It's kind of how you see yourself. It's your core. It's your core. It's when you're at your lightest, that's who you are. like at the sun, right? Your moon represents your emotional body. It is the moon, especially in tarot too, which we will talk about. The moon is your subconscious, your emotional world, how you handle emotions, how you process emotions, how you feel emotions. There's that. And then your rising or ascendant sign is how you show up in the world. It's how people see you. It's what you feel most natural leaning into. Your it's not necessarily what you're working towards. I guess in some aspects it can be, but your rising sign is more the one you're going to identify as the most. And then your Venus is how you relate to people and money. Venus is the planet of love and money and pleasure, self love, even. It's Venusian themes. So when you look at your Venus placement, it's how you are in relationships and love. It's how you deal with money. It's how you deal with pleasure. It's how you deal with self love. It's definitely a huge relationship planet. Mars is the planet of war. It is ruled by Aries. Mars is your determination, your motivation. So it's how you take action. Your Mercury is a planet of communication. So your Mercury is going to be how you communicate, how you talk, how you maybe even express yourself. Um, so yeah, I would pay attention to those placements. So getting started, I feel like I'm so off center, but I kind of don't care. Am I focused though? I don't think I was focused that whole time. I'm sorry. That's better ish. Okay. I love me trying to work a Canon camera. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's get into it. I'm about to probably roast the fuck out of you. I'm just saying. I'm probably about to roast the fuck out of you. So, I think we're focused. I'm apologize if you don't think I'm focused, but I don't really care. Actually, I do care. Let's see. Okay, you know what? That's good enough. Fuck it. Okay, we're gonna be closer to the camera because I look better closer. Okay, so Aries. Whew. Aries, ooh, you're the first of the zodiac sign. You're a leader. You are a fire sign. You're fiery as fuck. Holy shit, Aries is probably my favorite zodiac sign besides Cancer. Oh my God. Aries, you guys are the most determined. You have the most leadership qualities of any other zodiac sign. You are the warrior. You're the pioneer. Well, the pioneer is also Sagittarius a little bit too. But Aries, oh wow. And Aries sun is always so bold. I always find that they either have like red hair sometimes or like they have a very kind of warrior face, like maybe even an aggressive type of face. But an Aries sun is so good at expressing themselves. And but this disclaimer, this is all my opinion. This is all my observations, okay? But every Aries sun I've always loved. I think that they're I want to say aggression because I don't know a nicer way to put it, but it's not meant to be an insult. I think that their aggression is so admirable and so like just in your face. Like I can always tell when someone's an Aries sun. Also, Aries suns sometimes have a big forehead. There's that. I feel like I just roasted the fuck out of some people, and sometimes they don't. So it's just like take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But like most of the time, they do have big foreheads. I'm just saying. Aries moons. I'm an Aries moon. Oh my God, Aries moons, you guys have anger issues. You guys have serious fucking anger issues. Um, Aries in general is a very impulsive sign. So and also if I'm saying like characteristics of an Aries placement, but you resonate with like say you have an Aries sun, but the Aries moon opinion of mine resonates with you still. Take it. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I have an Aries moon. We have serious anger issues. We have problems with anxiety. We also are we have a side to us that when in an Aries in general, when they're like not really being themselves, when they put others before them. I feel like Aries people do have a natural ability to put themselves first, and that's where you're going to be most aligned because you are such a leader and like you go first. You know what I mean? Like you're always going to go first, and that's just your natural state. So, especially with an Aries moon, there's two sides of us where it's like you may not be in alignment with yourself when you are putting other people before you or putting how other people feel, how another person feels in front of your own emotions. But also we have to be careful with impulsivity, saying stuff we don't mean, temper tantrums. God, when I was a teenager, it was so bad. Um, yeah, I mean, I feel like with Aries, I always find that like the opposite of your zodiac signs element. So, like, for example, I'm mostly fire in my birth chart. So, how I heal and come back to myself is by doing how, yeah, how I heal is by healing with the opposite element. So, like, water is very healing to me because I'm mostly fire and water puts out my fire. You know what I mean? So, I always find that with Aries placements, it's really helpful to like cool down. We're very used to the heat, we're used to the pressure, we're used to the aggression and the go 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 energy. So like slowing down, coming back to ourselves in some type of water capacity is very fun, very nice. um we also have a side to ourselves that is very self-righteous, which we have to be careful with. There's shadow and light aspects of each zodiac sign, of course, but with Aries I do find that like I can be very self-righteous in how I feel. Like I feel this way, so you have to do this. Or I get very frustrated when people don't understand my feelings, or I get very aggressive when expressing my feelings. Or yeah, I just do it in an aggressive way. So like that's something to be careful about. Yeah. Aries, I took notes over here as well. But Aries, yes, you're a natural leader, you're assertive, impulsive, and you thrive on challenge. That is for damn sure. We can also be very competitive. Holy fuck. If you're a moon in Aries, especially, you're emotionally fiery, you have quick reactions, you're passionate, and also, holy shit, Aries, we are so fucking impatient. The most impatient people I've ever fucking met in my entire life. Holy fuck. Like, what we want it now, and we don't have time to wait. We're go go go. We're go go go. And if you're Aries rising, you're very bold, very confident presence. You take initiative and you can be intense. God, I love Aries rising people. I think if you're an Aries something and you have that intense nature to yourself, I think it's so cool. I think it's so cool. And if people can't handle you, fuck them. Fuck them. I didn't write this down, but I just remembered I used to hook up with a guy who was an Aries Venus. And I've never really been with an Aries Venus person before, but if you have an Aries Venus in love, you love to take control. You love to take control and be the leader. And sometimes that can come out of insecurity, but sometimes it's very genuine. And you do like to have that role in the relationship. But yeah, that's just an observation I had. And then in tarot, your card is the Emperor, which makes so much sense because the Emperor represents the father. It's masculine energy. It's about order and taking control and taking initiative, which sums up Aries so well. So well. So the next one is Taurus. So, Taurus suns. Okay, I'm gonna roast Taurus. I'm gonna roast Taurus a little bit, just a little bit. My North Node is in Taurus. So technically in this life, I'm supposed to be like leaning into my Taurus energy more. Clearly, I'm not there yet because I don't have a lot of nice things to say about Taurus people. What are they called? Whatever. Taurus people, Taurus zodiac sign. The only word I have, and not the only word, actually, fuck that. Not the only word. But I have only experienced Taurus suns as very, very boring. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Also, all earth signs, you guys are all stoners, in my experience. You guys love to garden. You do. Anyway, Taurus suns have always been so fucking boring to me. And like I said, I'm mostly fire, which is the exact opposite of earth. Well, water is the exact opposite of earth, but you know what I mean? It's very different in contrasting. So I don't like boring people. I like very interesting, fiery, passionate, exciting, positive people. And Taurus suns are just so chill, which is not a bad thing. It's just not for me. I find it very boring. However, a Taurus moon is probably one of the most stubborn motherfuckers I have ever come across. Holy shit. Taurus moons are the most stubborn people ever, and y'all have some fucking anger issues because let's not forget, Taurus is represented by the bull. The bull. Okay. Y'all have some like y'all see red and you fucking see red. You guys will bull a bull in a china shop type shit. Like you guys will just fucking ram into people if you need to. Um very and so Taurus people have some anger issues, but it's like sometimes a very quiet anger. And then when you finally push a Taurus placement like across the line, it's like you're fucked. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say to that. Because like all earth signs are so chill, but they have this like deep, intense anger to them that is fucking scary and earth shattering, no pun intended. But like that's a very good term for them. It's insane. My mom's a Taurus moon. She is the most stubborn person I've ever seen. However, if you have Taurus in your sun, moon, rising, or maybe even just another major placement, I've found that they all love plants so much. You guys just love a plant. You guys are all crazy plant ladies. Um, and I have never come to across a Taurus rising. But I assume they're very calm and collected, and you radiate stability and reliability. All Taurus placements do. Moon and Taurus people are also emotionally steady. They value security, and they're pretty private, in my observation. And they're very nurturing. All Earth signs are pretty nurturing. Um, and you guys are also very loyal. Like when you do love someone or care about someone, you're very loyal. Um, oh my God, and Taurus people, holy shit. If Taurus, okay, if there's one zodiac sign that's like this, it's Taurus. You guys love some good ass food. You love comfort. You love a fuzzy blanket and a lovely scented candle, and you love some just good tasting food. You love the comfort of life. 100%. That is the number one thing I see with Taurus people. The other day I was at the Treehouse, a local shop in Virginia Beach here, and someone walked in and she was talking about how much she just loves like a scented candle and all her plants um and all her cozy blankets. And I was like, hey, Jess, look up your birth chart. I bet you have Taurus in your big three. Turns out she was a Taurus rising, which now that I think about it, I have came across a Taurus rising. She was a Taurus rising. I was like, yes, every person who says that to me is always has Taurus in their chart. Always, 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 always. And then in tarot, you guys are the Hierophant. Taurus is represented by the Hierophant, which is the masculine of the high priestess in tarot. So you guys are presented as like a masculine energy, and Taurus, sorry, the Hierophant in tarot is about structure and order and religion and societal norms. So it is a very steady, traditional card. So maybe you find you have some of those aspects in yourself. But moving on to Gemini, one of my favorite placements as well. I have a Gemini Venus, and I'll start there. Gemini, you're an air sign. In love, Gemini Venus people, they love to bounce around in relationships, and they can attach and detach very, very, very easily. you'll hear Gemini have the stereotype of being two-faced. And I think that's just because, excuse me, we're so quick thinking and analytical and sharp that use logic to we can separate logic from emotions very easily, which means we can like detach and attach when we need to. So I've always been told that I move on from breakups way too fast, but it's just because I heal very fast and I can move on very fast. I can separate what I'm going through from what I want. Um, so yeah, Gemini Venus in love, if you have Gemini Venus, you guys can be very attached or detached. And also I've never met a Gemini Venus because a lot of my clients actually have a Gemini Venus too, which is interesting. But I've never met a Gemini Venus that has not had multiple partners in their lifetime. We always have had like multiple relationships, if not like a lot, which isn't a bad thing. Just is what it is. We love to play. Gemini is very playful. We love eccentric colors and we love mind games, and that can be used for manipulation too. I will call myself out there. Like Geminis are very good at, they're master manipulators. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. They're very smart. Gemini is like mind games. That's how I think of them. Um, if your sun's in Gemini, I found that you're very curious, you're very witty. Gemini placements are also so fucking funny. We're also very adaptable and you thrive on communication. If your Venus is in Gemini, 100% your love language is words of affirmation. Mine is, which is hard because it's like actions are better than words at the end of the day. So I've always been one to cling on to words and not look at the action so much. So there's always a balance there, of course, it's a balance with everything. But yeah, Gemini placements are definitely words of affirmation girlies. If your moon's in Gemini, you're definitely emotionally intellectual and you need mental stimulation. And you can also be very indecisive, kind of like Libra, very indecisive. But I also find Gemini placements love to chat. They are fucking yappers, especially if your moon's in Gemini. The way you process emotions is by talking. If your rising is in Gemini, you're energetic, you're charming, you're expressive, you're quick-witted. My mom is a Gemini rising, and she literally starts her day by playing like all different kinds of puzzles on her phone. Cheese and rice, this freaking camera keeps shutting off. Sorry, guys. I gotta turn off that automatic timer. But Gemini placements love, what was I saying? Oh yeah, my mom starts her day with puzzle games. Gemini placements love to play. They love to have fun. They love to learn. They love to keep their minds sharp. Um, what else? I think that's all I want to say about Gemini. In tarot, you guys are represented by the Lovers card, which is interesting because the Lovers obviously insinuates romantic love, but there's another side to that tarot card where the Lovers is actually about choices and duality. And I think that's what Gemini kind of represents, is like the light and the dark, or this decision or that decision, or weighing the odds, kind of, which kind of reminds me of Libra too, but Libra is different. Um, the Lovers, yeah, it's about duality, it's about balance, kind of. Yeah, it's about choices. So it's interesting. The Lovers definitely points out some aspects of Gemini for sure. Um, woo. Next, we have Cancer. Cancer is definitely my number one favorite. My best friend's a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. My stepdad's a Cancer. Um, I will say Cancer men suck ass, except for my stepdad. He's pretty cool, but that's because he's 50 and is matured and is like just a good person. But every other Cancer man I've met, holy fuck, the most emotionally immature people I've ever fucking met, which is like, dude, you're a water sign, like get it together. But I'm a Cancer sun, and I've noticed, and maybe you can relate to this if you have Cancer placements, but I'm very emotional. Let's be real. Water sign, Cancers are the stereotype of a crybaby. I think it's true, but I also don't think being a crybaby is fucking bad, bitches. Okay, being a crybaby is healthy. Maybe y'all should cry more. And I bet if you're calling me a crybaby, you're a fucking emotionless Earth sign. Think about that, or air sign. Yeah. Interesting, huh? I bet that just fucking clocked your ass. Anyway, I've noticed, maybe you can relate to this too, that me being Cancer sun, I was born July 8th. Um, I grew, so Cancers have, they're very caring and nurturing. They're the mother archetype. They are very emotionally open and soothing. Their planet is ruling planet is the moon. It's a very mother nurturing energy and very caring and empathetic. Yeah, I think that's all I want to say there. Also, all water signs, if you have any water sign placements, you're automatically extra psychic, just so you know. So cancers are very psychic. But I noticed that growing up, being a Cancer sun, that was what I related to the most. Like that's what people would tell me. Oh, you're so sensitive and emotional and caring and intuitive and like just this Cancer archetype. And then as I got older, I started relating more to my Venus sign and my rising sign and my moon sign and my Mars and Mercury and stuff like that. So it's like as you mature, you get more specific in your personality, which I think that just makes sense. You're growing up, but I just thought I'd point that out. But yes, if you're a Cancer sun, you're deeply intuitive, you're nurturing, you're protective, and you're emotionally driven. Let's talk about the protective part. Cancers may be so kind and nurturing and mothering and emotionally in tune, but if you fuck with their family, bro, you're fucking dead. You're dead. I will say if one person is mean to my mother, one person is mean to my stepdad, one person is mean to my boyfriend, one person is mean to my father, oh, you're dead to me. You're dead to me. And you're lucky I don't, never mind. We're on YouTube. Keep it PG. But I am the way I'm so protective over my family is insane. And maybe I think that's my fire signs too, 100%. But I do find with cancers, they're very, very protective because they do value family so much. Um, but I feel like they're also just protective over who they consider their family. So that doesn't mean like actual familial relationships. It could just mean who they care about the most. If your moon is in Cancer, you're definitely hyper emotional. You have Cancers are also very nostalgic. We love to like reminisce on the good times and get emotional about that. But moon and Cancer people, you're so fucking psychic, you're so fucking empathetic, and you need security to feel emotionally safe. And if your rising is in Cancer, you have a very gentle energy. You're warm, but you can be like guarded, and you're deeply, deeply compassionate. And also, cancers, I notice, have a very round face, like the moon. You look like the moon. And like, I think it's true for me. Like, I've always had a circle face, you know what I mean? And all the cancers I know have a circle face. So that's a thing I've noticed too. But in tarot, you are represented by the chariot, which I think is such an underestimate or an underlooked value of cancers is how determined they are. The chariot in tarot, the picture in the card is someone holding the reins of a white horse and a black horse, and they've gathered the reins. They know where they're going. They're pointing both of their horses in the direction they want to go. And it's a card about direction and movement and triumph and going in the direction you want and determination and getting all your ducks in a row to then move forward in the direction you want. And that's what cancers are. They can be very calculated. They can be very determined and motivated. And when they get in the flow, they get in the flow and you can't stop them. Um, I hope that makes sense. And it is interesting that, and I think all tarot readers feel this way. It's a very common weird thing that we've all noticed in the tarot community is that Cancer in astrology, their ruling planet, like I said, is the moon. But in tarot, the moon card is actually Pisces. So it's interesting that they did it that way, that the Cancer zodiac sign is represented by the chariot. But I mean, I like it for us. I don't know. Okay. So the next one is Leo. One of my favorite signs, but I also have mixed emotions about y'all, Leos, because I feel like Leo suns have always been definitely really annoying to me. Okay, first let's start with the surface level stuff. You guys always have great hair or you care about your hair a lot. In general, you do care about your appearance a lot. Especially if you're a Leo sun, I find it in Leo suns the most. Um, when you're a Leo sun, you're confident, you're charismatic, you're creative, and you thrive on self expression. Leo is ruled by the sun, baby. You are bright, you are loud, you're like a lion. A lion is represented in Leo. Um, I I've always experienced Leos as very confident, but it is a very egoic display and they love attention. So like if they can command the attention in the room, which most Leos naturally do, they love that shit. They thrive off attention. And again, like this isn't a bad thing, but like sometimes it can be, obviously. And then when you're a moon in Leo, you're emotionally very expressive. You can be loud with your emotions. You crave admiration and you crave passion as well, and you're very passionate. All Leo placements are so passionate. Oh my gosh, so passionate. Um, I also would say Leo, when you're a Leo rising, you are more that Leo stereotype because when you walk into a room, holy shit, you command the energy. You're magnetic, you have a very bold presence, and you naturally are a leader. You can talk very loud too. Like I have a Leo Mercury. So the way I express myself is like a Leo, very opinionated, very loud, very passionate, like a lion. Hear us roar. You wonder why I grew up with anger issues. You wonder why I grew up with anger issues. Um, but yeah, I mean Leo's a fire sign, so you're naturally fiery. Um, and then in tarot, Leo is actually the strength card, which has a lion on the card. So Leos are very strong. I mean, they naturally show up as stronger than others, or they display a stronger front than others. They have more courage than others. That is kind of the intuitive knowing I have about Leos, which I love about us. I'm going to say us because I have a Leo Mars and a Leo Mercury. So we're very independent. Like speaking from experience, Leos are very independent. And if you have a Leo Mercury, I already kind of explained that, but especially if you have a Leo Mars, the way you go about life is very Leo-esque. It's very all about me, main character energy. Get the fuck out of my way. If I want something, I'm gonna get it. Um, I also feel like Leos have a tendency to like be on social media more and like put themselves out there more. Um, yeah, I think that's all I want to say about Leo. Did the lion thing? Yeah. That's all I want to say about Leo. Um, I should have told you guys in the beginning to um listen to this whole thing because I'm forgetting things about the other zodiac signs that I wanted to say. Um okay. Because Aries is the ram, which is so anger issues, you know what I mean? And then Taurus, I already said the bull. Gemini, I don't a Gemini is just the twins, isn't it? I don't remember what Gemini is. Cancer is the crab. Cancer is the crab. Cancers can be so fucking crabby. So crabby. And I like that. I forgot. Yeah, I should remember to say the crab thing because Cancer risings are very guarded, but Cancers in general are very guarded. Because if you think about a crab, we have that hard shell on, and sometimes we want to like go crawl in our shell and like hide. You know what I mean? So we are very much a stereotype of a crab. Anyway, I just wanted to add that. Okay, next Virgo. Virgos are so interesting. My boyfriend's a Virgo, my stepmom's a Virgo, my stepdad, not my stepdad, my stepbrother is a Virgo. One of my mom's best friends who we see all the time is a Virgo. I have a lot of Virgos in my life. One of my best friends is a Virgo rising. Um, Virgos are very much the bookworm stereotype. You guys love to learn, I would say. You're very like air sign for being an earth sign. But you have those earth sign qualities that I talked about earlier with Taurus, but Virgos are very smart, very intelligent. You guys love a book. You guys love to learn. You guys love to um, You guys love to soak up information. And also, Virgos, I would say, can be very judgmental. That is kind of the shadow side that I've seen with Virgos. You guys are very judgmental, very critical of mostly yourselves, but definitely of other people too. And I feel like an awakened, like higher self vibe Virgo is aware of that and tries to stop that about themselves, like tries not to be so judgmental. God, if I had Virgo placement, I would be fucking I would be insufferable. Oh my gosh. But yeah, anyway, I feel like you guys are very like, you care about grammar and like you want to correct people when they're wrong, or like you hate when people tell you something that you already know, or like you just, you know, you're smarter than people. So you're just like, can you guys just keep up? You know what I mean? I find that quality in Virgos too. But the tarot, I want to start with, I want to talk about the tarot card now because it makes sense with the bookworm thing. Your tarot card in tarot is the Hermit, which the Hermit is a card about introspection and getting to know yourself better. It's about studying and getting closer to your higher self. And I feel like that's what Virgos love to do the most. But if your sun's in Virgo, you're very detail oriented, you're practical, you're analytical, and you're service driven. You definitely love helping people. I also feel like Virgo is that mother archetype as well sometimes. Um, I also find, so actually I'll say that later. Moon and Virgo people, I've one of my ex-best friend used to date a guy with a moon and Virgo. He was so fucking critical. Oh my God. But anyway, he sucked. Anyway, Moon and Virgo people are emotionally reserved for sure. If you have an earth sign in your moon, very reserved. But you also have perfectionist tendencies to the max if it's in your moon, and you're also very deeply introspective, that's for sure. And if your rising is in Virgo, this is what I was gonna say earlier, you guys have the softest skin ever. You guys have the softest fucking skin. Always. You guys look like porcelain all the time. I just noticed that about you guys. But rising in Virgo and Virgo rising. Oh my God, you guys are very observant. You like to be put together. And you're quiet, but you're highly intelligent, which I feel like is kind of all Virgos. I don't know. That depends on the placement, but love a Virgo. But I don't like when you guys are overly critical and judgmental. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I have to say about that. Okay. Ooh, my back. Okay. Libras next. My Libras. You guys are so hard to figure out. You guys are like the second hardest to read sign other than Aquarius. God, when I get to Aquarius, it's going to be so hard because I can never figure you guys out. And Libra gives me the same vibe. Like, Libras are, first of all, their planet is Venus, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, Venus. Yeah. You're an air sign, so you guys can be very aloof and very you guys are very intelligent for sure, very smart. But Venus, you guys are very, your ruling planet being Venus, you guys are very like romantic. I feel like you guys are very romantic. Um, if your Mercury's in Libra, the way you in if you have Libra placements in general, but my boyfriend has a Libra Mercury and he can be very romantic. And then my dad's a Libra sun, and I've seen him be so like romantic and special with his wife. So you guys have a very romantic streak. But if you're, I want to start with Mercury in Libra because this is the newest placement. I just started dating my boyfriend, so I'm studying him. Um, you know me, but he speaks in a very fair, no bullshit kind of manner. Like Libras don't like fluff. They like to, they're very black and white. Like they're very like, say what you need to say, do what you need to do, and no extra bullshit. They just want to hear what they need to hear and then move on. They just want to know what they need to know and move on. They don't want to dwell on things. They like to move on pretty fast from topics and information and feelings. Um, they're definitely just like no bullshit type of people. Um, what else do I want to say? Yeah, but it comes from like a very logical standpoint, not an annoyed standpoint when you guys can get annoyed for sure, like everyone, but Libras just are very fair and diplomatic, and you don't want anything that's just not necessary. Just not necessary. You know what I mean? So when you're a sun in Libra, like you're, like I said, very fair, diplomatic, relationship focused for sure, and you seek harmony. A lot of Libras are peacekeepers, like you have to juggle a lot of relationships in your life or kind of try to keep the peace. I've noticed that too. If your moon's in Libra, I don't think I've ever met a moon in Libra person, but I imagine, excuse me, you can be very emotionally balanced, or you can kind of avoid emotions. I feel like you can go either way. But you also value beauty and peace. And if you're rising in Libra, y'all are so pretty. Oh my God. Right. Libra risings are so fucking pretty. They're always so pretty. But you're very charming, you're very socially graceful, and you exude a sort of elegance to you. I would say, like, you're very like Bridgerton vibes. I just watched Bridgerton, so it's on my mind, but it does kind of remind me of that. And then in tarot, you guys are the justice card, which represents that fair, diplomatic, scales evening vibe. You guys like justice. You like things to be fair and equal. And yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that. Justice is kind of self-explanatory. Okay, moving on. Scorpio. Ooh, I love a Scorpio. Love a Scorpio. Okay. Scorpios are a water sign. Again, so psychic. And I'm actually going to start with the tarot card first because Scorpio is something I'm very familiar with. I don't have Scorpio placements, although, well, wait. Yeah, no, I don't have Scorpio placements, but in astrology, Scorpio is associated with the eighth house. And I'll get into the tarot card in a sec. But the eighth house rules over the occult, the unseen, the not the subconscious, but like the shadow self, death and rebirth. And it's also associated with Pluto. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. And then in tarot, you guys are the death card, which is obviously the card of death and rebirth and new chapters, endings, and beginnings. So you guys are very familiar with dramatic endings and dramatic beginnings and kind of going through ego deaths and rebirths and identity shifts and all of that. And my Pluto is transiting my first house, meaning my identity is always going through a death and rebirth. You see how that connects? But yeah, Sun and Scorpio people can be very intense because obviously death comes with intensity, but you're very magnetic, you're deeply emotional, and you have very transformative witchy energy. And then Moon and Scorpio people, holy fuck, if y'all aren't psychic, I don't know who is. You can be emotionally secretive. Scorpios are very secretive, and I feel like they're the scorpion, so they do have a like I'll sting you, bitch kind of thing, but also they could be very like seductive and secretive and like hidden in the shadows kind of vibe. But you're also deeply passionate and you can be prone to extremes, emotional extremes. If you're a Scorpio rising, you're probably the hottest person alive, if I'm being so real. You're probably like intimidating black cat energy. When you walk into a room, you can be very intimidating. You exude power and depth, and you're also can be mysterious and you can have an intense gaze or like very pretty eyes. Um, my boyfriend is a Scorpio rising, so he's pretty fucking intimidating. And he's also a Pisces moon and a Virgo sun. Anyway, if you're into astrology, you get why that's kind of complicated. Um, okay, moving on. I love Scorpios. I just want to give y'all extra love. I love y'all so much. Holy fuck. Okay. Oh, I love Sagittarius placements. And Sagittarius is next. I love a Sagittarius placement. Am I recording? Thank God. Okay. Imagine if I wasn't recording that whole time. Holy fuck. I'm a Sagittarius rising. So I love a Sagittarius placement. I love Sagittarians so much. So, oh my gosh, where do I start? The symbol represented for Sagittarius is a bow and arrow. So we are very, very adventurous. We are the pioneer archetype. We are like the Page of Wands energy in tarot. We love a new adventure. We love seeking new horizons. We love learning new things. In astrology, our zodiac sign is related to the ninth house, I'm pretty sure, which is the ninth house is your philosophy, the way you think, your philosophical thoughts. So Sagittarians have a very philosophical, interests in everything. So that's why I like love philosophy class in college and why I'm so philosophical on the podcast and what I do. So we love deeper thinking and higher thinking. And also Sagittarius, your ruling planet, sorry, is Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, expansion, and big things, big energy. So Sagittarians naturally do have good luck, and I would say I do have very good luck. If you're a sun in Sagittarius, you're adventurous, you're philosophical, you're freedom loving, and you're restless kind of. Um, Excuse me, as much as we love adventure, I think we get bored very, very easily. We love to stay busy and we love to be free. Like you love traveling if you're a Sagittarius, anything for sure, especially if you're a Sagittarius Mars, you cannot be tied, you cannot feel like, especially in relationships and in work environments and life in general, you can't feel trapped or you'll go fucking nuts. Like Sagittarians need their independence. They need to do what they love to do and you cannot get in their way. If you're a moon in Sagittarius, you're definitely emotionally independent and you love to seek higher meaning and Sagittarians are also very optimistic. You guys are very, very positive. I'm always the first person to be like, but look on the bright side. Like I love doing that. I have trouble doing that with myself, but I can say it to other people. And I love bringing the positive energy to everything and being optimistic. And I find that with all Sagittarius placements for sure. And if you're a Sagittarius rising, you're enthusiastic, you have warm energy, and you're a natural explorer. You love expanding your mind, you love trying new things, you love putting yourself out there in the world. Sagittarius placements also always have like something big on their body, like thick thighs or like big tatas. I also find that with Cancers too. They have big breasts. I'm just saying. Anyway, but I think that's all I want to say about Sagittarius, except for the tarot card. You've got the Sagittarius tarot card kind of pisses me off because I'm like, why the fuck is it temperance? I don't get that. I have trouble understanding that. But temperance in tarot is about balance. It's about balancing masculine and feminine energy. And actually, now that I think about it, Sagittarius is very a balance of masculine and feminine energy because as much as Sagittarius is determined and wants to put themselves out there and is that fire energy, which is naturally masculine, we also love our freedom and love being in tune with things and like love the philosophical nature of life and the flow of things and being free, which is kind of feminine energy. So maybe that's why we're temperance. But yeah, we're the temperance card, which is interesting. I don't know. That's my theory on it. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Moving on. Oh my God, we only have three more. Okay, moving on. Capricorn. Capricorns are the exact opposite of Cancer. I've always heard that Capricorns and Cancer are really good together. My best friend's husband is a Capricorn and she's a Cancer. So I see that play out in real life and she's like, hell yeah, that's true, of course. But Capricorns are an earth sign and they're kind of the grandfather energy of the zodiac signs. The ruling planet is Saturn, and Saturn is a planet of karma and hard karmic lessons, and is the grandfather of the of astrology of the planet. So it's like teaching you. Saturn's always teaching you lessons, but because it loves you, kind of grandfather energy. And the lessons are hard and can be really fucking annoying and like something you don't want to deal with, but you have to because it'll better you. And that's kind of the energy Capricorn brings. They're very determined people. They're the mountain goat or something like that, like the goat or something. They're very I would say, what is the word? Shit. Um Adaptable or resilient. Capricorns are very, very resilient. You guys are very disciplined. You bring a very disciplined energy. You're ambitious. They're very career focused. You can be responsible and you're definitely a long-term thinker. You love to like think about what's best for your money, for your future, for your family. Like you're very practical in that way. If you have a moon in Capricorn, I don't know how you deal with emotions. You're probably very emotionally reserved. And you definitely value stability over vulnerability, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. And if you're Capricorn rising, you're authoritative, you have some serious energy, and you're naturally respected, I would say. But you're also so career focused, especially if you're Capricorn rising. Like you are very, very career driven. And then your zodiac sign is the devil, actually, which is interesting because I feel like with Capricorns being so disciplined and determined, the devil is about addictions and attachments that are unhealthy or things you feel trapped to or chained to. So it's about breaking free of those addictions and habits in the tarot. So it's almost like Capricorn does have that shadow side of like, maybe you guys do have some addictions you need to handle. You maybe you are so disciplined, but are you? Like it makes you think a little bit more about Capricorn because they do give off such like a I'm so responsible energy, but it's like with the devil, are you? Are you? And maybe I'm just jealous because I don't have Capricorn energy, so it's hard for me to be disciplined sometimes when I need to be. Okay, moving on. Sorry, I'm going so fast. I just got like a burst of energy, so I'm like talking fast. But the next one is Aquarius, which is holy fuck. You can ask anyone around me. I can never figure out Aquarians. Holy shit, you guys are so fucking hard to read. Anytime I look someone in the eyes and try to guess their zodiac sign, I can never guess. And then my brain goes, oh, since I can't read your ass, you're totally an Aquarius. And they're like, yeah, I'm an Aquarius. And I'm like, fuck you. You guys are so hard to pick up on. You're so hard to read. If I can't guess a zodiac sign, I'm just like, you're an Aquarius. That's why I can't figure you out. Got it. Um, you guys give very much like meta thinkers, alien energy. Like you're very ET, extraterrestrial, terrestrial. What am I saying? Jesus Christ. Um, Anyway, you guys are represented by the star in tarot, which again, the stars is kind of ET vibes, but the star is about hope and it's about positive thinking. It's about making a wish upon a star. It's kind of those vibes. So I do think Aquarians are naturally very positive. You love to help people, you love humanitarian efforts, you love to think bigger for the collective, for the humanity, for the planet, for humanity. Um, you're a visionary, you're independent, you can be rebellious and unconventional, and I think that's why I can't figure you guys out because you guys are such like new waves of energy for the world. And every time an Aquarius is born, I swear there's like a new innovative idea born at the same time. Like you guys are just such um new thinkers, very innovative, like my note said, and you're unconventional, so you can be weirdos. You're the most unique zodiac sign. When your moon is in Aquarius, you're definitely emotionally detached. Holy fuck. If your moon's in Aquarius, actually stay away from me. Stay away from me. Stay away from me. You can be kind of cold. If your moon's in Aquarius, you're definitely very cold. But you also there's good sides to it, of course. You value intellect and you have a humanitarian mindset, especially like that's if you have a moon in Aquarius, you're definitely like feel very deeply for humanity. There is an emotional side to Aquarius. So that's why you guys are so hard to read because it's like you guys have all aspects. It's like you're all the zodiac signs wrapped up into one in some ways. If you're an Aquarius rising, you're very unique, you're very eccentric, and you stand out without even trying. So if someone's an Aquarius and you're like, they seem kind of off. They seem like they stand out in an interesting way. They're an Aquarius. They're an Aquarius. Um, and also, people always think Aquarius is a water sign because aqua is in the name, and also the symbol is like two waves on top of each other. Um, and it's interesting that they have that like water touch to Aquarius because they do have that little emotional side to them. So, anyway, if you're an Aquarius and you're like, I'm not emotional, what do you mean? Yes, you are. Somewhere deep down in that cold heart of yours, you are emotional. I'm just kidding. Okay, last one, Pisces. Ah, you guys are the last of the zodiac. You're represented by the fish. You guys are probably the most go with the flow, in tune with your emotions, psychic as fuck, feminine zodiac sign that there is. Pisces is like, I will go on my own time. I will go on my own time. I'll take my time and I'll be so chill about it. And you guys are so naturally in tune with how you feel and how others feel. You're very empathetic, very intuitive, so fucking psychic. Holy shit. Holy shit. You guys remind me of the Seven of Cups in tarot too. You are represented by the moon, which we kind of talked about earlier. But you remind me of the Seven of Cups in tarot because the Seven of Cups is about dreamland. It's about creativity. It's about being dreamy and artistic and kind of being a little bit like you're delusional a little bit, just a little bit. But yes, you're very dreamy, you're artistic. That sounds like I said autistic. I was saying artistic. So just so you know. Highly intuitive, deeply empathetic. If your moon is in Pisces, holy fuck, you're emotional. You're very sensitive, very, very sensitive, especially sensitive to energy. You can read people like a fucking book. Um, you're very imaginative too, but I do find with Pisces placements, you guys can have addiction issues because you want to escape reality so bad and be in that dream world that you kind of forget to ground yourselves back down or like be a real human on earth with a human body and a physical body and like human situations. So you guys do have like an escapist mindset sometimes. And if you're rising in Pisces, you are very soft, you have a mystical presence, and you easily absorb energy too, for sure, especially if you're a Pisces rising. You guys remind me of a mermaid. I don't know. Pisces is so like fish. My boyfriend's a fisherman. He's a Pisces moon, if that doesn't sum it up for you. And he's a Virgo sun. I'm like, can you be a more earthy fisherman? Hello? Um, who else is a Pisces that I know? I used to know this guy and I had a crush on him because he was such an asshole and that was when my daddy issues were running rampant. But his name was Connor and I don't know why I said his name. He was a Pisces and he was such an alcoholic in like middle school. It was insane. And then also, he was such an asshole. And I think it's because Pisces men have a very hard time with coming to terms with their emotions. So they turn it into like meanness because they don't understand themselves. I don't know. Take it out if that resonates, but that's what I've noticed about Pisces men. Also Aquarius men just reminded me, Aquarius men suck ass. Most of my exes are Aquarius men. Fuck you guys. Cold dickholes. Absolute dickholes. Anyway, that is all my opinions and observations and tarot insights on each zodiac sign. I apologize for the low energy and I apologize for this kind of being a quicker episode. I think it was kind of quicker. And I apologize for the camera going in and out of focus. I know that was a lot of apologies. But I just want to cover all the bases because don't you worry. I know my flaws, baby. But I wanted to get an episode out because I want to stay consistent on YouTube and I want to like talk about every single topic on my mind and give you all my opinions about everything. And I thought this would be pretty fun because this was basically all of my zodiac sign opinions that I feel very solid about. That I've accumulated over the years. And I can't wait to see how my opinions change over the years or how I gather more information and more opinions over the years, because I'm sure I will. I'm sure I will. But I love you all so much. Check out all the links below if you have any opinions. Put them in the comments. Sometimes YouTube turns off my comments and I can't do anything about it. So if my comments are turned off, go to the Google form linked in my Linktree link in the description and tell me your comments in the Google form and I'll feature you on the next episode. Yeah, or if you have any questions, submit them to the Google form or join the Discord, ask me personally. Make sure you're following the Instagram, the Mackenzie Collective, and the TikTok. I love you all so much. You'll hear this all in the intro, but please leave a review. Check out the links below, and I'll see you all next episode. I was gonna say see you next Tuesday, but I forgot we're not spelling CUNT anymore. I'll see you all next episode. Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to rate and review Divine Gossip on whatever platform you listened in on. Head to themackenziecollective.com to work with me further. If you have any questions or have any topics you want me to cover or any guests you want me to have on, please email all of that to info@themackenziecollective.com or go to the episode description to fill out my Google form. I love you. Thank you for listening. See you in the next episode.